So, Ben, I'm sure you picked it up there, a subtle thing that Mr. Scaramucci was doing. He called him Bannon Bart, trying to marry him up with Breitbart, from whence he came. So give us a sense of whether there actually is any reason to believe that the president might be inclined to get rid of Steve Bannon, which is clearly what Anthony Scaramucci was suggesting.
Well, exactly. You know, that's the chatter, I think, all around town in this sort of slow August period, or usually slow August period here in D.C. There are a couple of data points. As Scaramucci himself sort of said that he is still speaking with the president. You know, no one really ever leaves this White House, so he is still sort of in contact. So that's one data point that we're looking at. We're also looking at H.R. McMaster. He's the national security advisor. Trump, he and Bannon have really been feuding. Trump has said that he has deep faith in McMaster multiple times. He was asked this week whether or not he could continue working with Bannon. He was very equivocal. So it's not clear at all that there is any commitment that Bannon can really integrate with the national security apparatus. And then I think the third part of this is the new chief of staff, John Kelly, said not really to be a fan of Bannon, of that Breitbart, nationalist, hard-right axis. And so that may be putting some pressure on his position as well.
So does this go beyond Steve Bannon as far as you can tell from your reporting? I mean, is there more infighting, or is this really Bannon being a catalyst where he seems to be having disputes with a lot of people?
Well, I think Bannon is definitely having disputes with a lot of people. He can be a sort of contentious person, but I think more largely he does represent a sort of bloc within the White House. People like Stephen Miller come to mind. And, you know, in this White House, there is rising and falling. There are allies, there are enemies, and it can be a little bit subject specific. And so the question is, I think, both whether or not there is a Bannon sort of segment within the White House, which I think there is, and then I think whether or not they are sort of getting along with anyone on any particular day is a huge part of whether or not people are rising and falling. And I think, as I said, the fact that they are no longer getting along with the core of things, which is John Kelly and then the national security apparatus, that's really putting, I think, a lot of pressure on them from various angles in this White House.